Well, good morning to you, and welcome to Morning in the Mountains for President's Day, February 17th. I'm Frank Murphy, joined by Brad Lovett and Rich Haley. What did you call us, the three old men?
No, that's what Brad called us.
What'd you call us, the three old men?
Well, I'm including myself.
Yeah. I mean, that's easy for you to say. You're the oldest.
Yes.
I'll rub that in. And Rich over here is actually the baby. You're the youngest, I
Really?
think. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I'm not positive.
I'm headed to 57.
Well, congratulations. You are the winner.
I am the winner. Yay!
And it looks like it might be a Bear Monday.
It is.
Do we have Bear Mondays on national holidays?
I think so.
Yeah, I
All
don't
right.
think Bears take
I
holidays.
hereby decree it anyway.
I was wondering if today was a Bear holiday.
No, the Bears never take a holiday.
Bears
They take a snooze, but not a holiday.
All right. Well, we're back with another great week of live shows. We're on Facebook Live, so we'd love for you to comment and click and like and share and do all the things that I just did on my Facebook. So I'm hoping that maybe some of my pals will watch the show, like my friend Dia in Boston, whose birthday it is today.
Well, happy birthday.
So her real name's Cecilia, but her baby brother, sister, somebody couldn't pronounce Cecilia.
Ooh, that's how my sister got named.
What's her sister?
My sister's name is Marion.
Marion?
Yes.
But
My dad wanted her to be called Sissy
because
because that's what he wanted. My
All right.
mother hated the name, but he tried to get me to say it, and all I could say was Diddy.
Diddy?
Yeah, so she became
Oh.
Dee Dee, even though there's no D's in her name.
So Marion is Dee Dee.
That's right.
Because of your childhood mispronunciation.
Absolutely.
I bet your dad was a fan of Kathy Garver on Family Affair.
Probably.
Yeah, because she was Sissy.
Yes.
And she's a lovely woman. She's still around, still active and doing stuff in Hollywood. And I have she got into designing Christmas ornaments, or at least putting her name on Christmas ornaments of the Mrs. Beasley doll from the show Family Affair. Right. So I ended up with one somehow, and she signed the box. And in a weird twist of fate, the person who got it for me wasn't able to find me for 10 years, and then they come up to me at a ballet one day and go, "Do you remember 10 years ago when you interviewed Sissy Garver, or whatever, Kathy Garver from Family Affair?" Yeah, well, we saw her because she was coming to town, to Knoxville, and she brought with her an autographed Mrs. Beasley Christmas tree ornament for your wife, and we have felt guilty about holding on to this for the past 10 years, but we've tracked you down here at the Nutcracker Ballet in Oak Ridge. Here it is.
You realize with this extended discussion of Family Affair, a show that's been off TV for at least 20 years, you have now confirmed Brad's opinion, and we're three old men.
Well, I'm just saying that's probably why your dad wanted to name your sister Sissy.
That's quite possible.
Because do you have a Buffy and a Jody in the family?
No, we do not.
All right. Well, Uncle Bill on that show. All right, we got some comments already. Craig says, good morning. Eli says, good morning. So thank you very much for that, Craig and Eli. Craig has also figured out from the door, from the wall, whatever it is, the thing behind us, that it is, in fact, Bear Monday. So Brad will have some stories for us.
Cool.
I'll take care of a little bit of business.
You're supposed
Work
to do
out.
that before the cameras roll.
Workout
Oh,
anytime.
that business.
Yeah, I took care of that already. Workout Anytime offers a free 7-day trial membership to you for mentioning Mountain Fun Life. They are in Sevierville at Governor's Crossing, so just stop by and say, hey. And it's WA, Workout Anytime. I got to memorize that.
And they do mean anytime.
Yeah.
Like 3 a.m.
So
Go work out.
Can you go in and cash in on the Mountain Fun Life deal at 3 a.m., or do you have to go when the membership people are there? I would assume, anyway, I maybe want to check. Here, you can call 865-640-2270 and ask them. But that might be a thing, you know. Some of those Workout Anytime type places, once you're a member, you're allowed to go in the middle of the night, but there's nobody there.
Right.
Because you're a member, you've got a key or something that buzzes you in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's no attendance there.
I had a workout place that closed at midnight, and I went there for a while. But I didn't realize this until I found out the hard way that they let you in maybe for the last hour, you know, and then so you can get in up till 11, and then you can't get in after 11, right? Well, anyway, somehow I'm in there, and I'm very slow. So I'm on the machines, and I'm trying to do my exercises, and little did I know that the bewitching hour occurred, and the lights went off. And the music stops, the air conditioning cuts off, the lights cut off, and I'm in the place.
Wow.
I'm like, well, that's not good. So, but I just figured I'm just going to, my machine is still on, so I'm just going to keep doing whatever it was I was doing. And then I set off the motion detector. So now I'm the only one in this joint, and the alarm is now going off. And I'm thinking, well, and the phone is ringing because it's the alarm company calling to see what the deal is. So I thought, well, I probably should answer it.
Yeah.
I probably should go answer it because what else? I mean, what else am I going to do? I mean, I've got to explain. I'm a member of this now bankrupt, closed, defunct workout business over in Bearden that is not there anymore. But I'm in here, and I will go and I'll explain to them, and they're asking me for the password. I'm like, I said, I'm a member. Well, then you should have the password. No, I said, I go here. I don't own the place. I don't work here. I'm just a member, and that was hard for them to grasp. Well, I found out later that the lady who owns the place was awakened by all of this hubbub. She got a phone call. So she goes to her computer, and she is able to log into the cameras, the security cameras. Mm-hmm. And apparently her comment to the security company was, "Oh, don't worry, that's just Frank. He'll be fine. He'll show himself out."
And
So
go ahead.
I finished the workout in the dark. I left about half an hour later.
There you go. And if you have any stories about being locked in or out somewhere, leave them in the comments.
Well,
Absolutely.
Eli has figured out new segment, Stories with Frank. I thought that was the whole show.
That is the whole show.
Is that not the whole show?
Yeah, pretty
That is the
much.
show.
Because I can tell you all about the very, very busy weekend that my wife and I had. You know, I know it's President's Day weekend and all, but man, were we! I had a gig, one of my side hustles, on Friday night with Dr. Bill Bass and the humor columnist Sam Venable. Mm-hmm. We were in a cave telling stories about dead people and things for Valentine's Day.
Because that's what you think of in Valentine's Day.
You know, we had a lot of couples show up who found it lovely and romantic, and they got chocolates, and we had arranged with this chocolate company, Candy by Roe, for her to get in there and dig out her Halloween molds that were in storage until, September. And she made skull and crossbones chocolate-covered Oreos that were, so that we had those to hand out, chocolate-covered strawberries. And the chocolate-covered strawberries reminded me of a time that my wife, who works at a school, one of the parents gave them chocolate-covered strawberries, but it turns out they were a re-gift. They did it at the end of school in May.
Oh.
And they were Valentine's strawberries. And so when the ladies opened up the box of these chocolates from the parent, the gift to the office staff at the school, they could just smell that rancid, rotting fruit. And, the chocolate shell is still there, the shriveled up, gross, oozing strawberry.
That tells you what they think of their teachers.
Well, I don't think they realized what was in the box. They just thought, oh, it's chocolates.
Yeah.
And we had some chocolate-covered strawberries at the cave, but we had kept them refrigerated and told everyone, make sure you put them in the fridge as soon as you get home. Eli and Craig both commenting this morning. Eli says he's been stuck in an elevator and almost got locked in at church. I'll save my stuck in an elevator story while on a job interview.
Okay.
I'll save that story. A secret job interview that no one's supposed to know about.
Ooh.
I'll just
Secret
tell
Agent
you.
Frank.
Do you remember, you ever hear of the DJ Big Boy in Los Angeles?
Yes.
All right, well, I had worked at that station before Big Boy when Jay Thomas, the actor, was the morning man. Mm-hmm. And I worked for Jay Thomas. I was the producer. Well, they were looking to make some upgrades or whatever. They thought maybe they'll hire Frank back and teach Big Boy how to do mornings. Mm-hmm. So they said, we need to secretly have you come over. And you know the way, you know the building. Obviously, you've worked here before. Just come up after hours, and we'll have a meeting. So it's in Burbank, California. I go to the building. I get in the elevator. Everything's fine until I get stuck halfway up. And they have to call the fire department, and they have to, and everyone's coming out to figure out what's going on. And all these employees are wondering, why is Frank back in the building? It was bad. It wasn't like I was just going to some new job where I would have been completely anonymous. Mm-hmm. No, I was going back to a place where I had worked for years and had friends, so they all knew me. They all recognized me when the and they didn't even get the elevator out all the way. It was one of those things where you had to crawl up the whatever it was. They gave us it was like enough of a boost. We had to get a boost and crawl out. So it really was obvious. It was super obvious.
No way to play that subtle.
No way. So I didn't take the job for what that's worth. Hey, Dre Hilton, my buddy Dre Hilton is watching. Dre just had a huge Hits and Oldies show in St. Louis, I believe, and has got one coming up in Cincinnati. And the reason I know that is that Hunter and I made a commercial for it.
I saw that.
Should we roll it now, or is it too soon?
Let's roll it now, and
sure.
friends in Cincinnati, get there.
Oh, so
Yeah.
I've got a lot of friends in Cincinnati because I used to work for Scripps. So, hey, all y'all, go see my buddy Dre Hilton. Let's get the details. Hunter, would you roll the commercial that you and I made? Hey there, Cincinnati. We are ready to rock and roll. I'm Frank Murphy with the Hits and Oldies show starring Dre Hilton, and we're coming to town February 29th. You don't want to miss it. All the great hits from rock and roll, from Motown, from Elvis, all in one dinner show. So call now and make your reservations so you can get your ticket. We're talking about 865-259-0630. That's the phone number, 865-259-0630, to enjoy the Hits and Oldies show with Dre Hilton, coming to Cincinnati February 29th. Hey, where did we film that? Oh, wait. I filmed it right here. So you can you can rent the studio out and make your own commercials if you want. Anyhow, Craig Burmestead also on the. So congratulations, Dre, on the thing. That gives you all the information about Cincinnati. But the comments are rolling in on Facebook Live. Craig Burmestead says, and I think it's still on the screen. I want to make sure it's still on the screen. He had a church lock-in. And I think it's Leanne Morgan has great funny material about, taking all these hormonal youth and locking them up in the room together.
Yes.
Like nothing's going to happen. So somebody came up with that genius idea a while back. And so Park West on Middlebrook, that's funny because I know these churches.
Yes.
I drive up and down Middlebrook Pike to get to one of my other side hustles. And there's two churches that are about half a mile from each other. There's Park West and West Park. I learned a while back that the son of the pastor of one of them moved down the road and started the other one. So there's a reason probably why they have almost the same name.
Yes.
I don't think that's still the case. I think since then they've had new pastors. But anyway, so Craig gets dropped off at the wrong one. Instead of going to Park West, they drop him off at West Park. And they also were having a lock-in on the same night. So the kid's now at the and of course he probably doesn't realize, well, it would still be a mile or two walk, I think.
I don't think it's quite that far.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I would just think that the wrong church would just welcome him in. Say, come on in. We're just
Sure.
you're here in time for the love offering. I mean, put your money in the basket and shut up.
It's awkward enough to go to a church lock-in, but to go to a church lock-in with a complete group of strangers, that would be interesting.
I'm not sure. Hey, speaking of Dre Hilton, obviously you're watching. You saw the commercial, so thank you, Dre. You're very welcome.
Absolutely.
We're happy to help you out with that. And also, Dre and Jim. Dre and Jim are here at this same desk on Wednesday. So
Yes.
I'm here today and tomorrow, and then Dre and Jim take over on Wednesday. So excellent.
Yes.
And then he's got that show in Cincy on the end of the month. And did I send it through? I didn't send it through. You're welcome, Dre. Now, I'd like to do the clapping emoji a lot lately.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
Yes.
Because I know on my phone I can tell it looks like a clapping emoji. But I was on my Chromebook trying to send the clapping emoji to the people from the ABBA tribute band that I went to see over the weekend.
Yep.
But on the
Could you hear the drums?
Fernando?
Yes.
I'll tell you about that in a second. But the Facebook clapping emoji just looked weird, and I'm worried that I sent the wrong message to these women. I am not. It's just, I don't know. It just didn't look as good as the iPhone clapping emoji, which is obvious.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing we did. So Wednesday night it was Death and Chocolate in the cave below the surface of the earth, and it was a lovely time, completely sold out. And then on Saturday night, my wife and I had purchased tickets to see this ABBA tribute band. Mm-hmm. I responded to one of those Facebook ads. They have boosted posts, right? And it said promoted, but it was an ABBA tribute band. I mean, how could you not want to see them?
Yeah.
Except they're called the ABBA Alternative, or something like the Alternative ABBA. Maybe that's what it is. The name of the band is the Neon Queen,
Right.
which you would think would be like the name of a floating casino in Lake Mead outside Vegas, right? The Neon Queen. So Kayla, who I've now communicated with on Facebook with these awkward emoji things, if you happen to watch this, Kayla, you did a great job on the show. I was trying to compliment you, yay, and give you the likes and the shares because I know that I'm in that same business. Obviously, we're in the business of liking and sharing on social media is currency. So all the comments are good. Thank you. Keep those coming in. Let's see. This Eli is showing us his prayer emoji, which is what Dre sent us.
Yes.
So Dre was thanking us via prayer. And then the clap looks like this, or the clap emoji.
Thank you.
Is what I meant, right?
Yes.
And that looks like the iPhone one. That looks like the one that I sent, I think.
Okay.
Is it showing? Is it even showing up on the screen, Hunter, or am I just seeing it on my iPad?
Yes, it is.
It does? Okay.
Yep.
Because that's cool. But anyway, so I sent it to this lady, Kayla, who's the lead singer of this alternative ABBA band called the Neon Queen. And, because it really was a great show. I mean, it was, I paid $12 for the tickets per, and my wife and I had date night because I was working on Valentine's night with the Deaf People.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the Saturday night, we go to this little music venue in West Knoxville, and this band had never been to Knoxville before. They're from Atlanta. And not only do they do ABBA songs, but then they kind of segue in to an 80s song, because ABBA's mostly 70s.
Right.
So like while the ABBA music is playing, they start playing the music for like Tainted Love by Soft Cell.
Yes.
But they keep singing ABBA lyrics to the tune of Tainted Love.
Oh dear.
It's awesome. And then, so that happened multiple times. You know, you'd hear something that would remind you of, I don't know, maybe Human League or whatever. But they'd keep the ABBA lyrics going, or they'd flip it and do like some other 80s song mixed in with the ABBA, kind of a mashup.
Okay.
It was very good, very effective.
Cool.
But for the most part, it was all ABBA music. And yes, we heard the drums, Fernando.
Okay. You got to hear them.
In fact, I guess I'll spoil it. The encore, they do the one hit that Frida had after she left, after ABBA broke up, where she did it with Phil Collins. So it's a very drum heavy, I know there's something going on. And they're asking around, like, does anyone remember this song? I'm like, I do. I was working in Top 40 radio.
Yeah,
in fact, I never played an ABBA song on the radio.
I played plenty of ABBA songs
when
on
they
the
were
radio.
new. I mean,
Yes.
I played them
Yeah.
at oldie stations, but I never played them when they were new. But Frida, with her solo hit, I remember playing that at 105 WAVA in Washington, D.C. All right.
All righty.
So more comments from Eli. Jerry says the Neon Queen mashups were great, and in fact they were absolutely outstanding. You still got your Valentine Facebook profile pic I see
Yep.
on there. Very lovely. That only gets us up to Saturday. On Sunday we did another romantic thing. We went to see Romeo and Juliet,
Okay.
which is
I don't get the whole Romeo Juliet romance thing. Nobody's happy, everybody dies.
and that was my wife's crying at the end because the death scene was very well done, very dramatic, very beautiful, and it's in French, and because it's an opera,
Of
I mean,
course.
it's going to be in some other language. It's funny that it's not in Italian because it's set in Italy. So here you have a story that's set in Italy, and I think Alan Sherrod or one of the critics wrote about this. Either Alan Sherrod or Alan Sims, one of those Allens, wrote this. So I got this from them. The story is set in Italy. It was made famous by Shakespeare, because the story existed before that. Shakespeare didn't invent Romeo and Juliet. The tale was already like a fable or a fairy tale or whatever. Shakespeare makes it famous in English, and then Charles Gounod writes an opera about it in French. So Italian, English, French, and then that's what we're finally seeing. But it was lovely.
I'd like to see it done in Hillbilly.
That's called Hatfield and McCoy. What? You didn't know? Or you were setting me up for the Hatfield and McCoy joke?
That's my job. I feed straight lines.
Yeah, see, because it's the Jets and the Sharks. It's
Yeah.
the Hatfields and the McCoys. It's the Montagues and the Capulets. They're feuding. They hate each other. But there's a masquerade ball, and
Yep.
they see each other, and blah, blah, blah. And, their romance is doomed.
Yep.
All right. I guess I could take a breather while Brad does the news, because I was supposed to let you do that, about 20 minutes ago?
Something like that, yes.
Yeah.
Did you send one of those schedules again?
Yes, I did. But you promptly ignored.
No, I remember because I woke up before my alarm this morning.
Uh-huh.
I woke up before my alarm, and I saw that I'd gotten an email from you,
Mm-hmm.
but that was 6 hours ago, and I forgot.
All righty.
I woke up at 4:20
So he didn't ignore you, he just forgot you.
No, I read it. Yeah, that's how I knew about the Dre Hilton commercial,
Yeah.
because that was in there. Oh, coronavirus. Ew. Okay. Well, let's hear about that.
Okay. Well,
Here's Brad.
before we do that, it is, of course, President's Day, as we all know. Now, the official holiday is not called President's Day. The National Weather Service let us know about that because they're putting all their forecasts in as Washington's birthday.
What?
So that is the official name of the holiday, at least
No.
on a federal level.
No, I reject that totally.
Alrighty.
Because Washington's birthday was February 22nd.
Yes.
Right.
And we used to, if you watch the movie Holiday Inn, I think we talked about this last week, there used to be a holiday on Lincoln's birthday on February 12th.
Yes, remember
and
that.
then Valentine's Day, which is not a holiday, but it was celebrated in the movie Holiday Inn. And then Washington's birthday comes on the February 22nd. And those three holidays are integral to the plot of Holiday Inn, you know? Because Fred Astaire is trying to find the beautiful girl, so they disguise her inappropriately on Lincoln's birthday. Then Fred steals her away on Valentine's Day from Bing is all upset, be careful, it's my heart. And then on the president's birthday, Bing is trying to get her back and mess with the two of them because by altering the tempo of the music.
Right.
Very integral. The February holiday is super important
Yes.
Very important.
to old movies.
Now, many, if not most of our local county and state offices are closed today. And we can even celebrate presidents like the president of this company, Bob. You know.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, Bob. How we doing? Happy President's
Yeah,
Day.
clapping emoji for Bob.
My daughter works for a city government up in Northern Virginia, so she's off today. That's exciting. She did FaceTime with my wife earlier.
Now, if you do have the day off, you might want to skip the Super Tuesday line and vote early and often. No, just early.
Just early.
Yes. In Sevier County, they're holding their voting period. And I think that's statewide, February 12th through 25th for the presidential preference primary. And in Sevier County, the school board election. There are local elections in other jurisdictions, including Knox County as well. And you can go to the voting machine warehouse at 1145 Dolly Parton Parkway in Sevierville, and you can't miss it. And the Seymour Masonic Lodge, number 334 at 436 Boyd's Creek Highway in Seymour. Open to early voters 10 to 6 weekdays, 9 to 12 on Saturdays. And the early voting location near me, I think they even have out-of-state signs. I'm not sure, but
Well, I know what you're talking about. I live in Knox County, and there's so many elections for primaries for jobs that I thought should just be hired. You know, shouldn't you just have put out an application, an EOE, hire the tax assessor, who's the best one,
Sure.
or the school board people who know what they're talking about, or all these other ones that I'm expected to vote on. Public defender.
Yes.
I don't know. I want, pardon me while I got to take some more water. But how can I know who's the best public defender?
Here's how I vote, especially when we get down a lot of those, and even the bigger offices. I do anti-incumbency. If you've been in the
Really?
job,
All right.
great. Happy for you. Thank you for your service. Now get out.
Is that applying on every level?
Top of the bottom to the bottom of the ticket.
You're anti-incumbent.
I am anti-incumbent. I want things to get better, and change is the way to do that. So I eliminate everybody that's already in office, and then I go through, and the ones where I have the knowledge, I'll pick the guy I like. Or the girl, sorry.
All right. Now, in one of these elections, the incumbent retired, so they appointed, I think it was public defender. They appointed a guy to fill in on the job, short term, and the person who's running against him just wants the job, doesn't have any
Yeah.
experience. Because, I mean, if you can get enough votes, you get paid.
Yeah.
You get a job.
there you go.
That's why so many former radio guys go into politics in this area.
Yes, really. There are quite a few.
Yep.
I know. You got Bob and Ed and Mike and all those, you know who I'm talking about if you follow Knoxville politics. But we're
Well,
not talking about that. We're talking about the Smokies.
Right, that's true. But I will just say I will not get into politics because I would not serve any constituency that would have me as their elected representative. But
Thank you,
anyway,
Groucho. We're talking about the old men.
Yep.
anyway, on a more serious note, how would you like to be stuck on a cruise ship for a couple of weeks, maybe even more? We still have the East Tennessee couple who will unfortunately not be among the Americans leaving the Diamond Princess cruise ship near Japan on the evacuation flight. A TV station in Johnson City reported that Dr. Arnold and Jeannie Hopland will remain in quarantine after Mrs. Hopland tested positive for the coronavirus. And many of the folks on that ship are going to be quarantined on a military base, but because apparently she had tested positive, they're going to keep those folks on the ship.
Yeah, a lot of the Americans are being airlifted out, but
Yeah.
not her. Not her. She and her husband are going to stay. That's too bad.
And that'd be correct. Gas prices in the news again. We got a note from Megan Cooper at AAA about Tennessee gas prices having continued their decline for consecutive days, 37 as of last week, and dropping 21 cents since January 5th, when the Tennessee gas price average was $2.39. The average was $2.18, which is 5 cents cheaper than last week, 21 cents less than 1 month ago, and 14 cents more than a year ago. And if you would like to do so, why don't you leave us your gas prices you know about in the comments
Yeah, I
here on
was,
Facebook.
Yeah.
I was looking at the prices in Sevierville, thinking I could top off if they were under $2. But because it's President's Day weekend, I think they're charging tourist prices.
Yep.
Sorry. So I'll wait till tomorrow and pay $1.94 instead of $2.11 or whatever it is at the
Yeah.
Murphy USA. I realize now, looking at the screen, you're on the business end of that bear. I apologize. You've got the look at that. Looks like the bear's going to sit on your shoulder.
I see. Alrighty then. Well, let's do Bear Monday, or let's
Yeah.
do this because today is
Bear Monday.
and it's all.
Wait, if Kira were here, and when is she? Is she ever coming back, please?
If they ever have Daytona,
Yeah. The race was postponed. We'll talk about that when we get
All
to
right, yeah,
sports.
Kira's
but
at the
she's still down
Daytona
there.
500 or the Daytona 100 or whatever it is.
500
I mean, no, so far.
so far.
Yeah. Anyway, but so when we have to after Bear Monday, she has to go roar.
yeah.
That's for you, dear.
Alrighty. Well, we already have it's the new year, and we already have video of a bear opening a car door.
Fantastic.
It happened again at the end of January. A family staying at a cabin, and that family of bears showed up, and the next thing you know, one of them opened the car door and just climbed inside, just nonchalantly.
Now, do they have like the beep boop thing where they just push the button and the door opens, or are they actually? Because I mean, if you had like a classic car, like you're here for Rod Run, I doubt that the bear can do the opposable thumb and push in the chrome button and pull.
Yeah.
I don't think they're there yet. That's going to require two bears. But for currently, I think the door handles have gotten so easy, right?
Yeah.
Some of them, I've seen the ads where you just touch it with your foot and then the back thing opens.
Yep.
Are we talking about that kind of opening, or they just?
I think they're just opening the door right now. They're not keying in the code or anything like that yet. Now that's coming, but it's not.
I'm pretty sure that the bears are going to take over.
Right. Well, the family fired up their car alarms while filming on their phone, with their key fob things.
Okay, so they're up in the cabin. The bears are in the van or the car,
At least one of them, yes.
and they're trying to scare the bear by locking him in with the smart move.
But somehow the bear got out, somehow without doing any damage. Don't ask me how on that. And that scared all the bears away. Only one got in the car. And, well, the bear that got in the car found a way to get out, and so they just all went rolling back to the woods.
How did the bear get out?
The story doesn't tell me that, so I don't know.
I remember seeing the video, but by the time they started the video, I think the bear was already out. I don't think it occurred to them that we would want to see the video of the bear in
Yes.
the vehicle.
Well, I know if I found a bear in my car, the first thing I would think was, I got to film this for the show.
Yeah, of course. Right.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't you?
I would do that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, your car's already going to have bear dew in it. Sorry. Although they said this bear was apparently potty trained or whatever, car trained.
Well, at least he couldn't put it in gear yet. Though I'm sure
time.
that's coming. We'll
yeah.
have that sometime
Wait,
this
seriously,
year.
when the self-driving cars are around, that's why the bears are. I think the bears are working this.
They're working on it.
The self-driving cars are part of the whole plan for the bears to take over. Planet of the Bears.
Yes.
Because they'll just sit in the back and be driven around. And remember Kira's joke about Uber?
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what they'll also be using Uber, I believe.
Now, if you have any bear video, which you take safely from a very safe distance, share that with us.
Oh yeah, like telephoto lens. Like
Yes.
Telephoto lens, yes.
Yeah, because if
Don't
you
take
share
a selfie with your phone.
right, 'cause we would have
Bad
to,
idea.
We need permission to show it.
Yes.
So that's why Brad's asking you, right?
Right.
All right.
And but if you do that and do something stupid with it, then we'll also call you out. So just so you know, it's like taking a selfie or anything you're not supposed to do. But our viewers know that not to do
Yeah,
that.
just give your phone to the bear. Let him take the selfie.
There you go. Now, couple calendar items to talk about. We have more blood drives this week from Medic Blood. Smoky Mountain Knife Works on Thursday, the 20th.
That's funny.
But blood draw at a Knife Works?
Yep.
I don't think they use a knife. They might. I don't know. Smoky Mountain Knife Works, Medic Mobile on site, noon to 6. And all donors receive a free T-shirt and a Texas Roadhouse appetizer. And they need all blood types.
I believe that our interview today is with Chase Pipes,
Yes, it
who works there at the Knife Works, and he's currently over in Tucson, Arizona, gathering more relics for the Relic Room, which is in the basement of Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Yep. This might be the interview where I give him a hard time about having the world's largest knife.
Could be.
I hope that's the one. Please be that one.
On Friday, Sevier County Electric System having their Medic Mobile hours 8 to 4, and donors again receive that free T-shirt and a Texas Roadhouse appetizer with all blood types needed. And also on Saturday, Hard Rock Cafe, free music night with Brother Rains. Just a few of the things that are going on. We'll have more entertainment details on our Wednesday show.
Saturday also is the literary festival. The Rose. Have we run that interview yet? We need to run
We'll
that.
be running
one.
that tomorrow.
Oh, good, with Carol McMahon, the Rose Glen Literary Festival.
Yes.
Because after he was here for the interview, I sweet talked him into having me come and see something. Thank you.
All right.
Side hustle.
There you go.
Got to be honest. Yeah.
And with that, why don't we go ahead and run that interview with Chase Pipes?
All right. It is Morning in the Mountains on Mountain Fun Life. Hi, I'm Frank Murphy, and I can't stop from smiling because there's a Tyrannosaurus tooth in front of me. I'm like a kid in a candy shop today because we're welcoming Chase Pipes. How are you, Chase?
Good to see you.
From Chasing History, which is your show on YouTube, and you're in the Smoky Mountain Relic Room.
That's right.
Tell us, I mean, I've been there multiple times, but what's the best way to find you?
Best way to find us, we've got a YouTube channel called Chasing History, and then our home store is a Smoky Mountain Relic Room. We're located inside of Smoky Mountain Knife Works in Sevierville, Tennessee.
You got to go downstairs.
Yes, downstairs inside the Knife Works.
But it is so worth it because you'll be amazed at not only the fossils, which I want to talk about today, but the historical artifacts from Civil War, World War I, World War II, just life in general, things that people used in human history.
It's everything. If you like old stuff, that's what we're passionate about.
We're going
is
back
old
to
stuff.
like ancient hominids.
We're going back before that. I mean, we've created the largest diversity of history for sale anywhere in one place in North America, and there are very few museums that even have the diversity that we have. You know, we've got everything from, of course, fossils and stuff like the dinosaur stuff that you see here, all the way back to fossil specimens that are 3.49 billion years old.
Man.
We've got human history covering literally the entire swath of humanity, including the early hominid species.
Yeah.
You know, the early man tools of Homo erectus, Homo neanderthal,
Right.
Homo habilis. We've got tools from those species.
See, that's fantastic.
You know, and early Homo sapiens as well. You know, Roman, Viking, World War II, Civil War.
And stuff that is literally from out of this world.
And meteorites as well. Yeah,
I
we've got
love
a
it.
whole lot of meteorites. So including the Chelyabinsk that fell in 2013. You can see that video anywhere, but we've got that actual sample.
That is so amazing. Well, you brought some. I told you when you were coming that I am a dinosaur fan ever since I've been a little kid. So you brought actual pieces and fossils. Tell me what you have for us.
So here's what we've got. We've got fossils. This, of course, is a T-Rex tooth. Everybody.
Yeah, that was really good that you brought that. No,
You a magician? Is that magic?
yeah. No, I love. This is exciting to me.
No. So what we offer is we offer artifacts and fossils for sale to the public. All right, but to anybody of any price range. That's our main shtick. You know, from something as awesome as a Tyrannosaurus rex tooth, which was dug out of the Hell Creek. You know, the T-Rex, for example. You know, this is that's pretty much one of the only dinosaurs that anybody knows.
Yeah.
But I mean, there are a myriad of other animals that look almost exactly like it, but aren't a Tyrannosaurus rex. But this comes out of the Hell Creek in Montana, and then we've also got bones like this, which is a hadrosaur bone as well. And you know, we sell this bone for $35 at the shop.
Okay, so this is an actual
so it is
fossilized
an actual
bone.
fossilized bone. And see,
And
we're
by
one-
fossilized means that over time, the calcium in the bone is replaced by other minerals,
Yes,
but
that's
it
right.
retains the shape and characteristics
Yes.
of the bone, right?
Yes, you nailed it exactly.
I'm a DJ.
But what we, but what we do is we go out and we pick this stuff up from the actual men and women who are out in the field discovering this history. So over the past 20, 30 years, we've made friendships with discoverers of history.
But I also know that you like to go crawling around and digging up
yeah.
holes and
Oh, yeah.
rocks and things.
Yep, we do all that, and this is kind of where our YouTube channel came out. Because we were picking this stuff up, and people were coming into the shop and going, "Well, there's no way that's real." And it's like, well, it is real because we're getting it from the people that discover it, and we're
that's-
going out there and discovering it ourselves.
And one of the things I've learned from Chase Pipes and Chasing History, your show, is that there's more out there than you would think. We like to think, oh, it's so rare, it's only in the museum, and you got to go to New York or you got to go to Washington, D.C. to see a dinosaur fossil. But your point is that there are huge swaths of land, especially in Montana, private land, where you can get permission and you can go digging and you can come back with this stuff.
Yep, you can. As long as you're on private property and you have the landowner's permission, you can go and hunt this
But
stuff
you
yourself.
do it for us, so we can just go to the store.
So I do it so you don't have to take a trip to Montana and fight wolves if you don't want
well,
to.
before we run out of time in this segment, show me these teeth over here.
All right, so this is a teeth
And maybe we
from...
might want to cut to the other camera for this one.
This is a teeth from a species called Megalodon. Now, Megalodon was the largest predatory shark that ever lived. They were so big that this T-Rex that we've got here,
Yeah.
a Megalodon could have bit T-Rex in half
Get outta here.
in one bite.
All right, so that'd be like that in Jurassic Park when the thing comes jumping up out of the water or something like that.
Well, it's similar to that, but
All
not
right.
that species. That's
Okay.
a mosasaur. But Megalodon shed average teeth sheds around 35,000 teeth within their lifetime.
Okay, so it's like finding shark's teeth at Myrtle Beach, except you're finding megalodon teeth out in where there used to be water and there isn't anymore.
Exactly. These are coming out of the rivers. These are specifically coming out of the Hawthorne Formation, which the Ashley and Cooper River in South Carolina around Charleston cut right through that formation. And we have friends that go out and they make a living doing nothing but diving for this teeth,
I love it.
which is really cool.
Well, Chase Pipes, obviously I got to have you back to talk more about this stuff. So give me the website, the YouTube channel again.
Go see our YouTube channel. It's Chasing History. And then we've got a podcast, Chasing History Radio. And then go to the Relic Room at www.therelicroom.com.
Or, just hang a right on the parkway as you're coming into the Smoky Mountains off the interstate.
And come in and see us.
It's absolutely right there.
Yep.
Chase, come on back real soon.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
All right, Chase Pipes and Chasing History. You're watching Morning in the Mountains. More of the show right after this. Can I get that as my ringtone? Bah, 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 bah. I enjoy that. I'm Frank Murphy. I'm here with Brad Lovett and Rich Haley.
Yep.
And
Yeah, I think we got a theme running today.
like what?
Well, we start off talking about three old men, and now our interview is relics.
Oh.
Right.
And don't forget Dre Hilton. We promoted the Hits and Oldies show.
At the oldie show, yeah, there you go. So it's kind of an
right.
old
Although-
guy Monday.
I'm pretty sure, I'm not positive, but I think Dre might be the same age as my daughter.
Okay.
I'm not positive, but he's a youngster. All right. But he also knows that there's money in them that are oldies.
Yes, there is.
So he's no fool. Headed to Cincinnati with the oldies, Hits and Oldies show. All right. Well, we've talked about the news, right? Is there more? Or are we going to save that for tomorrow?
I think we're going to save this for tomorrow.
All right. And then we also got the sports.
Yes.
I know you talked about this on Friday's show, but I need you to dumb it down for me. Please explain NASCAR.
Okay.
I mean, to the point where I'm talking about, I'm now friends with James Fincham, who's Chad's dad.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously I'm Facebook friends with Kira because we work together. So they're posting
Right.
all of this Daytona business.
Okay.
And they're all excited about it, having a wonderful time. Excited that something good happened
Yes.
with Chad Fincham. He's trying to make it into the big leagues of
Yes.
racing, and something good happened. Now, obviously, he didn't. And they're like, "Well, we know we didn't make it all the way, but we're happy with this."
Yeah.
But all I got was the rosy spin
Right.
from Dad.
Yes.
I don't really understand what happened in real life because then I'm googling it, and I'm getting all of this information that I can't decipher.
Okay.
He came in 20th.
Yes.
See, I'm not kidding. I really did Google it.
Okay.
And I really don't understand what I'm reading.
All right. So here's the way to look at it. NASCAR is expensive. To race for a full season on the NASCAR Cup circuit costs anywhere from 10 to 20 million.
What?
Yeah, 10 to 20 million for
Million?
the season. Million. And if you're close to the 10, you're not going to win a lot of races. So you want to be closer to the 20.
Where do you get that? That's why you have all the ads on the car.
That's why you have all the ads. And that's
Oh
one of the
my
great things that
gosh.
happened with Chad's team
right.
is they got some sponsorship lined up.
All right.
They've got a ride in the highest level of NASCAR, which is the NASCAR Cup. And that's what they were doing down in Daytona.
Did that used to be the Sprint Cup?
Yes, it was the Sprint Cup. It was the
And it was-
Nextel Cup. It was
And now it's the
Winston Cup for a long time. Now it's just NASCAR
I
Cup.
remember Winston Cup.
There you
that was
go.
smoking.
Yes,
So they got rid of it because it's cigarettes.
yes. And when we decided that tobacco was bad, we got rid of it.
I was thinking that I mentioned to my wife just the other day as we were driving on Marlborough Road and turning onto Winston Road. I said, all these streets seem to be named after cigarettes.
Yes.
Or towns in North Carolina,
Yes.
which is why they're, anyway. But, all right.
Okay.
So it's
So-
called NASCAR Cup.
It's called the NASCAR Cup.
All right.
Now, the lower level is the Xfinity Series.
There's so many jokes right there.
Yes, there is.
I'll bite my tongue.
So, what Chad did
Please,
this
hey,
weekend.
Xfinity, why don't you put us on one of your channels?
There we
That's
go.
all I'll say.
So, what Chad did this weekend was he did not qualify for the NASCAR Cup race. He was just a little bit too slow during the duels, so he didn't get to race on Sunday.
What was the number 20 part?
That's what I'm getting to.
Oh, okay.
The Xfinity race, which was Saturday, he did qualify for. He started 33rd, and he finished in the top 20 with a 20-place finish.
That's good.
Which is really nice for a first race of the season.
Okay.
So the good news coming out for
Are they the same style of racing, the same
Yes.
kind of car?
The cars are a little bit different. The Xfinity Series cars aren't going to go quite as fast as the or the NASCAR Cup cars.
Yeah, because you want to save something to sell tickets to both shows.
Exactly.
All right.
And over the years, it's changed a little bit whether the cars are set up the same or set up differently, whether you drive them the same or differently.
Now, is it like wrestling where you already know who's going to win ahead of time?
No, it is not.
All right.
There is no script to follow.
Okay.
So, but like I said, for the good news for Chad is he did increase his position 13 points, starting 33rd, finishing 20, which is a nice way to go for the weekend. Obviously, they would have liked to have made the Cup race, the Daytona 500. But then again, if they did, they'd still be sitting around waiting because rain did not cooperate with NASCAR on Sunday.
Did they get any miles in at all?
They got 20 laps.
Which is
It's a 2.5 mile track, so if I do my math, that says 50 miles.
okay. So the Daytona 50.
They've done the Daytona 50. They're going to do the rest of the Daytona, the
Both.
Daytona 450,
Right.
today at 4 o'clock.
But can Kira come home, or does she have to wait till all that's over?
Depends on whether she wants to come home.
All right. I mean, if they've already booked their trip
Yeah,
to be, assuming that the race was going to end yesterday, I don't know.
right.
All right. Well, maybe we'll find out.
Yes. So that happens a lot at Bristol because you're racing in East Tennessee in the
yeah.
spring,
Yeah, yeah.
and there's a lot of Bristol races that go over till Monday.
Because of the rain. And
Right.
All right. Well, I'd rather them do that than somebody get in a wreck.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't like driving in the rain. Why would they?
Exactly.
Do they have windshield wipers?
No, they don't have wind.
Now wait a
I
minute.
take that back.
In
They
Ford,
have one windshield wiper
in the movie
on the
Ford
road courses.
Ford versus Ferrari, they had all that.
Yeah, but that's back when stock cars were still stock cars.
All right. Now Chad Fincham told me they don't even have speedometers.
No, they don't. They just have the tachometer,
Okay.
or as I used to call it as a kid, the tachymeter.
Because he said, why would you put an extra thing in there when you want to be as fast as possible?
Yes.
He said they can just do a radar gun. They can figure out from the outside.
Right.
All right.
All right. So that's NASCAR. We do have some other sports to talk about.
So thank you for the explanation. It helped.
Absolutely.
I don't know how much of I'll retain of it, but we'll find out tomorrow.
That's okay. We'll review next week
All right.
because there's going to be more NASCAR races.
I'm only interested if Chad Fincham's in it
Okay.
because I met him.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
He's from East Tennessee.
Yep.
Okay.
Local boy. That's good.
There you go.
So let's talk about more local kids doing good, and we're going to talk about some high school basketball. We had several games Friday. We've got a couple of games this week. Most of them are makeup games because of all of the flu and the rain, so we'll talk about those. But on Friday, Sevier County played Heritage. The boys for Sevier County won. The Smoky Bears won 85-50. The girls, on the other hand, came up a little bit short, and they lost 46-38. Kings Academy played in their district semifinals, and the boys played against CAK, and they lost. It was 54-45. Little palindromic score there for you.
Ah, yeah.
The girls, on the other hand, won. They beat Webb in a very tight game, 39-38. So they're moving on into the next round of the district finals. Then the other game is the one we were at Friday night, and that is Seymour versus Pigeon Forge, and we've got some video highlights of that game.
Sevier County rivalry then.
Yes, it was. Girls played first, and it was a very tight game. Went back and forth, but the Seymour girls had a little bit of an edge. You can see hitting from the outside, and basically they had just a little bit more than the Pigeon Forge Tigers. And you can see they missed the shot, but I love that. Missed the shot, lost the ball, stole it back, and got the points.
I can tell by looking that it's a home game for Seymour.
Yes, it was a home game for Seymour. So the girls battled all the way through, and you can see scrapping, fighting for the loose balls, getting the turnovers, and then driving down to shoot. It was a really exciting game, and as the game went longer, Pigeon Forge started to come out with trying to make a comeback.
We're talking about the boys now, though.
Yeah, the boys are coming up. So the girls, the final was Seymour 57, Pigeon Forge 51. Then on the boys' side, it was really all. Yeah, we lost our video. Oh well.
No, they paused it so that you can get caught up.
Okay, there we go. So we got the boys going, and this was a really tight and competitive game. It started off. They got to about 9-9 in the first quarter. A lot of action, a lot of struggling under the basket, and a lot of second and third chance shots, which really worked out well for both teams. At one point, Pigeon Forge had a 15-point lead on Seymour, and it looked like the game was over. And then Seymour hit 2 layups and a nice long 3 right in a row to cut it back down to 3. At the fourth quarter, Pigeon Forge had come out to a larger lead once again, but Seymour tried to come back but came up just a little bit shy. The final score there was 69-66 for Pigeon Forge. So it was a lot of fun, a lot of watching the last games of the regular season, getting ready for, love that put back there. Second chance points are all important in basketball. What a nice drive to the basket by the Tigers. So that was high school basketball. Again, we've got some games coming up today. We've got, where was that? There it is. Sevier County is taking on Cosby. The Seymour boys are taking on Cocke County, while the girls are playing Morristown West. Like I said, these are makeup games.
Because there's no school today, but they're able to play.
Right.
I got it.
And then Pigeon Forge
Shouldn't
is
they have
taking
to-
on Granger.
Shouldn't they have to go to school today to make up for all the flu days and the
They're
flooding
actually
days?
very, very close to that. If they have, I think, 2 more days out, then they're going to have to start making up days, either going on Saturday or cutting into spring break
Oh, boy.
or extending the school year. And the teachers don't like any of those options. They want their days off.
Of course they do. Teachers are just like kids, though, waiting for the snow
Oh,
and
yeah.
the whatever keeps them out. Yeah,
We were playing trivia the other night at a bar to be named later. And
That's a good name for a bar.
yes, we should do that. Start one.
Yeah.
So-
I love bars that are named like the library,
Yeah.
or the office.
Yeah.
I'm staying late at the office.
So we're sitting there, and all of a sudden, about 7 different phones go off.
Yeah.
And people pick them up, and you just hear a cheer. They're all teachers, and school had just been canceled.
So your teachers are out drinking. It's
Yes.
a good thing they got the next day off.
Absolutely.
All right, glad to hear.
Well, we were playing trivia, so there wasn't a whole lot of drinking involved.
all right.
Got to keep the brain cells sharp.
Teachers would do well at trivia. I get it.
Yes.
Wonderful.
All right, so more basketball. The Lady Vols played. Well, yes, they played. They lost to Texas A&M 73-71. That is their 4th loss in a row, which is not something we're used to seeing from
That's
the
only
Lady Vols.
2 points, though.
Yeah, it was a really close match with Texas A&M. There are 4 regular season games left. Right now, the Lady Vols sit at 17-8 and 7-5 in the SEC. So they've really got to finish strong. So we'll see how that goes. Also, the UT men are playing tomorrow night. They'll be home at Thompson Bowling against Vandy. We blew Vandy out in the first game this season. And
They play
we
them
really
each,
need to win.
each twice?
Yes, we're
like
playing
in football,
Vandy
it's just once, but in
Right.
basketball, you play all your Conference teams twice.
Right.
Okay.
And this is a game we really need because the rest of the schedule, we've got Auburn twice and Kentucky. So it's going to be a real tough finish for the Vols. Also this weekend was the second week of the XFL, and Craig Bummerstadt sent us in a whole bunch of video. Unfortunately, because of the rights, we can't use them. I don't want Vince McMahon mad at me because Kane lives pretty close, and that's not something I want to I don't want to be a highlight on a wrestling reel.
No, we'd have to get that directly from XFL.
Right, but thanks, Craig, for sending those in. The XFL ratings for week 1 last week were really good. They did better than the AAF, which was the last attempt at an alternative league.
Hypothetically speaking, if I were to root for an XFL team, who would I root for?
You would probably root for Washington, D.C.
They have one?
Yes,
Okay.
and I think they could take the Redskins in a straight-up match.
That's not a surprise. Is there a closer one?
No, I think Washington is the closest.
Because that's like 8 hours away.
Yeah.
Well, if you go back to the early, I was told the early days of the NFL, or earlier days, like in, let's just say the 70s, Washington had a huge fan base throughout the Southeast because they were the closest. There was no Falcons, there was no Titans,
Yep.
all that stuff. Oh, okay.
So, but here's the proof is going to be the ratings for this weekend, which aren't out yet, but will be out tonight and tomorrow. Last time we had an XFL, the ratings dropped off massively between week 1 and week 2.
That's right. There was an XFL
Yes, there
before.
was.
I thought, yes, I remember that now.
Yep, and it was it wasn't scripted, but they tried to build storylines into it with player conflicts and things
Guy
like
with
that.
the long name on the
Yeah.
back of his shirt.
Yep, there was He Hate Me.
That's what I'm trying to
and-
remember. Yeah.
Yeah. So it didn't work out really well. The two pieces didn't blend. So
Not
this
so
year
much.
they're playing it straight, and I hope it does well. The games are entertaining.
Good.
Like we've mentioned before, they've changed the rules
Are they-
around.
and they're on TV?
They are on TV.
What channel?
They've got a package of 4 different networks: ESPN, ABC, ESPN2, and Fox Sports.
Okay, I think I get, is ABC over the air?
Yes, ABC over the
All
air.
right, that's the one I get.
So you can get one game a week. But they made some rule changes to try to shorten the game and keep it moving, and it's a pretty entertaining product. So we'll see if it manages to last.
All right.
All right, that's all I've got.
Well, thank you. Rich, of course, does our Friday Sports in the Smokies show, but there's always so much on the weekend that we invite him back to Morning in the Mountains every Monday for a recap. And then on Tuesdays, we'll be here with another Morning in the Mountains show. What are we talking about tomorrow?
We've got a few different things. We're going to talk about the Rose Glen Literary Festival.
I'm going. It's this Saturday at the Sevierville Convention Center right there over by Wilderness of the Smokies. I can tell you now, if you're making plans to join us on Saturday, admission is free to everything except the lunch because you got to buy your own lunch. But also they bring in a headliner, and I should have, well, before tomorrow, we'll look up her name. She's a New York Times bestseller, so you get to hear her speak and get lunch for that. I think it's $25 for that one. But everything else is free, and I'll be there with the legendary forensic anthropologist, Dr. Bill Bass, at 10 a.m. And you can only, it seems like every time I come to Sevier County, somehow it's free. I don't know how that is. You got to buy a ticket. No, this is a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Because when we do the bit in the cave or we're in somewhere else in the world, you got to pay all this money to come hear him speak because he's a genius. And then he's 91 and a half years old. As I told him, if there were a February 30th, you'd be 91 and a half on Februry 30th. So he lucked out. But anyway, so he'll be there on Saturday at 10 a.m. and Sam Venable also at 10 a.m. So you can go to either or, among others. There's
Wow, that's a
huge-
hard choice.
I know. They're
Both
both
of
really
them
good.
are great storytellers.
And that's kind of why we've Sam has realized to get into that Dr. Bass gravy train like I have. So we're booking them together a lot more.
Okay.
That's pretty good stuff. But yeah, they both got booked, but to be on at the same time. And it's a full day. It goes till from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., I think. Anyway, that's going to be good. So we'll talk more about that, but with the interview and everything.
We'll do
And like
that.
the names of all these people that I can't remember besides the two I know.
Also, the Old Mill got some recognition. We'll talk about that tomorrow.
Hey, that would have fit in today's oldies show, but okay. Yeah,
We'll
fine.
extend the theme.
Fair enough.
Sure.
All right, good.
Breakfast too.
Excellent.
Oh.
There was a new place that opened in Gatlinburg over this weekend, and a lot of my friends had managed to score themselves a spot into the Friends and Family trial run. In fact, apparently it was on Facebook. If you followed this restaurant, it's Ruby. Anyone? Ruby? Help me out. Ruby something? Anyone?
Ruby Sunshine?
Yep.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
that's it. Is that new?
I believe so, yes. And yes, I did hear about that, and I think we talked about that some months ago. And they
Well, it
have
finally
they
happened.
have one in Nashville, as I recall.
Well, I need to find the one in Gatlinburg.
Okay.
Because looking at the pictures, all I could see behind it was like one of those ski lifts that goes up the hill.
Yeah.
So it's near that.
Okay.
But there's more than one of those. So I think it might be the one, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to find it because Mike Howard, you know Mike Howard? Mm-hmm. He's a theater guy, DJ guy. He's been here for an interview. He got to go to the Friends and Family on for Ruby Sunshine and posted pictures of this delicious fish dish that he had. And then Tammy Bolt, remember Tammy Bolt from Gatlinburg Chamber of Commerce?
Yes.
Of course she's going to hype anything in Gatlinburg,
Oh, yeah.
but still, the picture, she went to brunch, I guess, yesterday and posted these beautiful pictures of Eggs Benedict. And they have a menu longer than this of different styles of Eggs Benedict. That's a lot of eggs and a lot of Benedicts. So, because my wife and I will be in Gatlinburg for the weekend coming up at the beginning of March
Right.
for the Gatlinburg Improv Fest. So I'm looking for lunch and dinner on Friday, breakfast, lunch, and dinner on Saturday, and breakfast on Sunday. So I need to know all these places. So there you go.
All right.
All right. All right. The boss just said, "See me." That's that's what that. You see that he pointed to his eyes and then pointed to himself. It's like, "Hey, you need to see me." I'm like, "Okay."
He has paperwork in his hand.
Oh,
This could be
that's-
really good or kind of scary.
Yes.
Well, I'm deciding now. Do I just sit here and run out the clock for?
This show might go 6 hours.
No, because the longer I stay on, right, I can put off the meeting. Okay, well, I think he seems to be smiling, right?
Yes, he was smiling.
So he knew.
Yeah.
He knew
Yeah.
that he was feeding me more material, right? Anytime, that's what happens, you
Yes.
know. When you get the hotline call right before the end of the show saying, "See me in my office," it's a clencher.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, so we'll talk about those things tomorrow on the show. And is it just you and me tomorrow?
I think if Rich would like
You wanna
to
come over?
Sure, I can come
sit
in.
Yeah,
If you're
let's-
available.
Let's make it a party tomorrow.
Come on
All right,
over. We'll
cool.
do the Three Stooges again tomorrow.
Yes.
Which one? Never mind. I don't want to know.
You can be one of the alternate. You can be Shemp.
No.
or Curly,
Shemp 2, whatever. I don't know.
Curly Joe Dorita.
No.
No, you
I
wanna
got to
be
be one of the original three,
One of the Howards. Okay.
or the five. You know.
Yeah. Well, he's a cousin. All right. So we can do that tomorrow. Or also, I'm a fan of the old Marx
I was
Brothers.
going to say more old guy humor. This is.
You can Google all this stuff. You can watch it for free on your Roku. There's all these Roku channels where you
Yes.
can watch this old stuff for free. You know, if you don't want to pay for all of the different subscription channels, you know, you watch Mountain Fun Life for free on your Roku. But then you got to decide, how much am I going to spend on Netflix and Amazon and Disney and CBS and all the other, there's so many.
Yep.
There's a new one, Paramount's coming out with one, I think.
Yep.
And when you buy all of them, you have your cable bill back.
Exactly. I'm like, if they totally put that graphic up, Hunter.
I can live with that.
I'm Curly. Why Iota? No, wait. Why Iota is Mo. So
Yeah.
And then Curly is the one who goes nyuk nyuk.
Yep.
And Larry is
Larry is kind of the straight man of the group.
kind of the nasally goes.
Yeah.
Oh, Mo.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. So Hunter, who is young, was able to, on his own, come up with the names of the Three Stooges and create a graphic.
Yes.
So that says something.
Yes.
All right. So then tomorrow we'll have I guess we'll do some tribute to the Three Stooges or something. And then on Wednesday, it's Jim Johnson and Dre Hilton doing the entertainment show right here. And of course, they had a great launch this past Wednesday, and they'll do episode 2 this coming Wednesday. Thursday, I think I better get some balloons or do something. We want to make special graphics, Hunter, because I think, fingers crossed, Thursday is the triumphant return of Kira
The
Cup.
return of Kira.
I think that's so. Really, we're just going to spend the whole time talking about her.
What's the weather forecast for Daytona Beach? We may find
Don't
out
even
here.
tell me. I don't want to know. I just want Kira to come back. I'm hoping it'll be
Yep.
Thursday.
Yes.
And if not, well, then it's not. And then Friday, it's Sports in the Smokies with Rich Haley.
Right. We're going to do kind of something a little bit different. So I'll let you wait till Friday and see what happens.
All right, well, give us a tease on Thursday as well. Thank you so much for watching Morning in the Mountains on Mountain Fun Life, on Roku, on YouTube, and live, of course, on Facebook with your comments. We do appreciate your liking and sharing. That's like currency to us. Like I was mentioning at the top of the show, that's why I was commenting on the Neon Queen, the ABBA tribute band, and I had a great time with them. So if you missed that, and also happy birthday to my friend Dia. We mentioned that at the top of the show in case you just tuned in late. You're watching Morning in the Mountains on Mountain Fun Life. For Brad Lovett, for Rich Haley, I'm Frank Murphy. Thanks for watching.